This is Liam from Flamefarm Studios and welcome to Mistakes of the Past. Now before we start with this episode, I've got to just clarify a few things. Number one, in case you're wondering about later on about why I kind of get some of the names wrong by shortening them, the camera kind of shortened them by itself. It sounds crazy, but I think I might have probably jump started it. I think if I that would be my only type of explanation for that type of thing. And number two would be I had to lengthen the thing many times. Again, it probably sounds a bit stupid, but before I was like 7. From the ones I chose, it was more there was 7 of those. This will be the first few, but then I had to kind of add a few more. For example, the Sega Sonic, the Hedgehog, which I kind of mixed in with the other Sega Sonic game, and also the Tails games. There was, and then I had to learn from it to include the Dreamcast games. And for not all of them, it was just one, as well as the one which I think was released for the Leapster. Though I had to do this, I had to clarify these things just in case you're wondering about it before, which I pretty sure you are right now. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, enjoy it, or you might just or you could just close this video down. I don't care, but I just hope you enjoy this video. Okay, hope you enjoy it. Was the first of the many Sonic titles that would come, such as Sonic 06 and Sonic Shuffle. I would call an alright game. Yes, people would call it a classic, but I've played it's my game where I've played on the most platforms. I've played it on Android, the actual Mega Drive, the AtGames Mega Drive, and hey, I've come across on the 3DS eShop, which is right for me. I know there's more of it, but I've played on Mega Drive Ultimate Collection as well. If that's anything to brag about, it was that. And what would I think of the game? Sorry to offend you, Sonic one another's, but I actually don't really think it would be that much a great fit for the best Sonic title. There are many other Sonic titles that were way more better, especially from the ones on the Mega Drive, and those just would be able to capture my heart even more. Sonic 1 doesn't do any of that. It stresses you out, and even was once caught by Watch Mojo as one of the most hardest Sonic games, one of the most hardest Mega Drive games of all time. At least from the Mega Drive's lifespan, it was. Let's say this, I wouldn't think that much of Sonic 1 as a legendary Sonic title, but it did manage to kickstart off the blue shits Sonic career. Hopefully not as a football player, as many of the merchandise would probably tell you. And that's basically it done. It's not the end of the video, but we get to review 9 more. And this one ain't pretty. It's going to be Sonic Patrol was an arcade game released only in Japan. It was a spin-off game that was based off the Raku Raku series, but mixed in with the Sonic series. It was released for the Sega System C2. I don't know what that is. But it was just Sega being 200 years old and the boss of the arcade business, so basically I cannot be able to blame them for that. What's the objective of the game? It's not like the normal Sonic games where you just collect rings and get to the end of each stage, reach the ending, hope you get a good one if you're in Sonic 1, and those other games. And also destroy bad snakes and thwart Dr. Eggman or Dr. Robotnik's plans. Raku Raku Sonic Patrol is not like that. You're Sonic, who's a police officer now. Don't blame me, he's gone into a lot of jobs. He's got... And Dr. Robotnik, who you might remember for doing many newer stuff, is apparently committing a traffic offense by throwing bombs at Sonic. Like, it is just still plain old rivalry, not... It's not like Eggman has done that before, has he? I think Sonic 1 did that. I think if Sonic 1 did that, then he's done it before, so best not stick around for that case. Yeah, but I've got some problems with that game. Number one, at first when I saw gameplay for it, I first thought that Sonic's police car was looking too much like it was made by Dr. Robotnik himself. Don't get any ideas from that, I just think that. It's very weird, isn't it? And number two would be, it was never released outside of Japan. Yes, I do have to be honest, I wouldn't know if it succeeded anywhere else. But it was an arcade game, so no one really cares about that. There was an English version. But that was only released for the... What do you call it? I think we could be able to say that it was for the... more tourist destinations where there was more English-speaking people in Japan, obviously. Obviously, there was a Japanese version, but that was it, literally. Nothing more special than just being a police officer. Chasing Dr. Robotnik. And also you crash into cars and it has the same effect as having bombs thrown at you. I'm not kidding. Now time for us to do the next. Definitely no Sonic CD for being what made people call the best Sonic game of all time. It was released for the obviously filled Mega CD, but it was released for the Sega CD as well because that was the same as Mega CD. Well, like it was just a normal Sonic game, except I used CD tracks because it was on CD. And also, there was a brand new mechanic introduced from that game called time travel, as you might remember from such movies such as Back to the Future and Sonic CD. Not joking there. Yes, we don't think of Sonic CD as much from other stuff, but they did change the soundtrack in the American versions. Obviously, I myself would prefer the Japanese/European versions, and I do have to admit, like, we were way better off just getting the Japanese version. just with English words, because if it was the American version, then we would have had to cope with that very creepy secret message that was supposed to be meant for the Japanese audience as fun, infinity fun. Fun is infinite. From Sega Enterprises, or whatever the actual name is called. Did you know that they did merge with that they ended up owning some other Japanese company? But you didn't, idiot. And but that was pretty creepy for the American audiences, because thanks to the stupid Sega of America, I don't call them stupid most of the time because they did have some legendary successes. They changed the music, and the boss music was made more creepy and made the secret the secret message screen unsettling. Another problem I have with that is that the first boss battle from that is that seems so out of touch with the American music. Why? Because it only takes 3 hits to kill the damn thing. With robotic inside, it's a robot. Yeah. He overdosed too much on the music jukebox. So yeah. That was how it was, but they did have some pretty good music for the American version as well. Sonic Boom was alright. I do have to admit, Sonic Boom Mandan version is as good as Cosmic Eternities, and plus it did not get thankfully it did not get affected from when they had to change the music for the 2011 re-release, which was that's impacted the Japanese soundtrack a whole lot worse, just from the You Can Do Anything and Cosmic Eternities. Yeah. The levels were fine. And now time for the next. Sonic the Hedgehog is an arcade game that I think was released in outside of Japan for the American audiences as well. Introduced Mighty and Ray, who you might remember from the recent Sonic Mania games. And what do you do in it? Well, you end up hearing a lot of very unsettling voices for me from when you play it. Do kind of sound stupid to me. Yeah, it's just me, because why would you expect it to affect everyone else? What do you do in it? Well, you run around like that, hovering onto the camera, but it's kind of fun doing that. And it was, well, I'd say it was a pretty good attempt for a Sonic hit at the arcades, but to be honest, like, if you think Sega Sonic the Hedgehog was good, after all, like, from the Rikus Mikus, it's all one word, Sega Sonic. The next one is Sega Sonic the Hedgehog Cosmic Fighter Galaxy Patrol. Yes, that's the actual name. It's, like, why would you have to make it like that long? Just why? Because if you decided to release like how to call it, a sequel to already pretty good arcade classic, let's say for example Marvel vs. Capcom 2, it was released on consoles but also in the arcades. What do you call it? Marvel vs. Capcom Iron Man starts the war between Captain America and Doctor Doom, whatever that is. Yes, kind of, that would just sound stupid. And that is why I'm not really that a big fan of it, so Yeah. Now time for the next one, okay? We're not halfway through it, but we're nearly there. Just hold tight, hold. Three Knuckles is a game. It's I would like I launched two separate games, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Sonic and Knuckles, which to be honest was pretty good, but like when they made it together, which was the way it's supposed to be, you were able to have way more. I don't know what to say about it. It's basically your normal Sonic game, except in Sonic and Knuckles you control Knuckles, and same goes for Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Sonic 3 and Knuckles had the Sonic and Knuckles soundtrack because Knuckles were fronted in the most Knuckleless way. Do you enjoy me saying Knuckles, older Knuckles time? But I know you probably would want me to go on, but it's just so much fun to saying it. And it's annoying, and I do kind of like it, but I only like it for the soundtrack. But like I would have to admit, Sonic and Knuckles is my most favorite Sonic game ever. Don't judge, I like add-ons. Even if I added to the already very tall Tower of Power, then yeah, kind of pretty weird. And but like the only problem is that from Sonic 3, it's just like it's kind of a bit hard to progress through it. Don't judge me, I've played it, and there was first level Angel Island Zone is very famous and it's easy to progress through it, but Hydro City Zone it's kind of a bit hard to progress through. But that'll be the end of my chit chat. Time to move on to the next Sonic game. Knuckles Chaotix. Seriously, that's the name, Knuckles Chaotix. Like, I don't get why they had to introduce Knuckles in the name, because the Japanese version was simply called Chaotix, so what must have happened is that Knuckles must have enslaved the Chaotix and said, "You're my Chaotix, Knuckles Chaotix. We're making this into the big dream for the 32X, which obviously did not succeed the way Sega would have wanted it to." And also, it did kind of hurt the sales because it was before the Sega Saturn was released. What are you doing it? Well, there's rings. They're not just no rings. They end up throwing you around the place because they're attached to the, like Sonic Crackers was more the preview of that, just with Tails and Sonic. Right. So what do you do in it? Well, you progress through it with the help of the rings and the Chaotix, which, remember, you do not own them. They're owned by Knuckles, and sorry. And the thing that would kind of bother me the most about that is because you're just being flung all around the places. Pull, hold, let go, and probably send your teammate flying straight into a wall where it feels in real life with broken its jaw. If it was that crocodile I don't know the name of. And so what would I think of that game so far? pretty good attempt. I could see why people would like that game, even if it was released for adults. Didn't even succeed. But like it was a pretty good game. At least it was better than Knuckles Chaotix. Next one. I don't want to say Chaotic Knuckles again, because if that happens, I swear I'm going to arrive at Sega with a chainsaw and a couple of body bags. I thought the name was. And that's not an insult to him. It's not an insult. And it will not